Oh, hey, welcome back. Well, we're back at headquarters. We've got the plans for the signal interceptor, and I've got a plan. I'm going to talk to Preston Garvey and see if he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
What do you need, General?
Well,
I have plans here to build a signal interceptor that can get me inside the Institute.
The Institute? Why in the world would you want to mess around with them?
They kidnapped my son.
Damn. That's some bad business. Even for them. We'll give you whatever help we can. Don't worry about that. Now, assuming you could build this thing, what exactly does it do?
Did you know the Institute has a teleporter? They call it the molecular relay.
Teleportation? For real? Wow. That would explain a lot about how the Institute manages to operate. If anyone can make heads or tails of those plans, it'd be Sturgis. I haven't found anything yet that he couldn't build or fix.
that's exactly what I was thinking. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Good. I'm not the only one thinking that. Well, I decided I'm leaving my power armor here. It's just a run down the road. Nothing major. I feel pretty safe. I'm just taking the Deliverer, Overseer's Guardian, and the Last Minute. And a couple of grenades, a couple of mollies, the usual loadout. I'm not really expecting any trouble, but I think we'll just get up there, talk to Sturgis, and find out what it's going to take to get this thing built. So we'll join back. Oh, it's good to be home. Sanctuary Hills. Traitors welcome, raiders die. Ah. Oh, there they are. Hello, guys. It's me. Oh, look at this. Everybody's here. Oh. Ah. Let's talk to Sturgis first. Bye, everybody. Sturgis!
Can it wait?
No, not really.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Here you go.
Wow, what a mess. Looks like, encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
Oh, yeah.
It's real. I got it from an ex-Institute scientist.
Seriously? I didn't know you could be an ex-Institute anything and still be breathing. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But, you can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Can you give me a list of what I'll need to build this platform?
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing.
Keep in mind, I can already see this is gonna take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
Okay. It's going to be big. We're going to need lots of power. Ah, and it's a teleportation machine, which means we don't know how it's going to work exactly. Or if we turn the thing on, if we're going to have 1,000 Institute since teleport in and attack anyone on the other end of this thing. Yeah, I don't know if I really thought this through all that well. It's gonna take some planning. Alright, Nick. After a lot of deliberation and planning, I think I've got an idea. Follow me. Okay, Nick. Here's my idea. Out of the way, but close enough to two of my settlements that we can get reinforcements quickly and easily. A big enough location. And we can generate power. That's not an issue. I think my retirement home just became our teleportation base. Well, let's get started then. Okay, it's all cleaned up, and we're ready to begin. I've already taken a look at the reflector plate, the base that I have to build, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing's going to be kind of good sized. And while I don't have an idea of what the finished device will look like, I've got a bit of scale to it. So I think the first thing we're going to do is get this place set up a little bit more defensible and a little bit more comfortable, so we'll have a base of operations. And we're done. Welcome to the Red Rocket Depot. I repurposed the bus stop into a sort of police station. Got another little checkpoint here that's still unmanned because currently I only have 3 people. Set up an outhouse, drug up a few cars, built a makeshift barricade, got a machine gun turret and a heavy laser turret, powered off of a nuclear reactor we salvaged from Vault 111. Pulled up a pod, set up a recruitment beacon. We've got a Brahmin in a little pinned off area here. Got a little outdoor cafe with some random seating around. Got a trader set up, but I've yet to get a person to assign as a bartender or a trader. Got some extra seating inside. Little rest area. Set up some bunks. And some random seating to help the people feel a little more at home inside. Clean the place up, as you can see. Got a few workbenches around, place to work on my power armor, and added on, gave myself a little bit of a storage shed. Pulled around an old bus to help block off the backside of the property here. Got some bricks. Built myself a little makeshift smokehouse. As time goes by, they'll be smoking a lot of my dried meats and things. Start making a little jerky. Set up a little clinic inside the bus. Don't have a medic yet, but I'm sure we'll get one soon. got a guard. Here's one of them.
Yes.
Tanner. Got a little dual defensive post on the back. Seem to get a lot of raiders coming over the hill here. And both sides precariously balanced is a walkway leading up onto the roof. And after everything we figured out for this signal interceptor, I think up here is where we're going to build it. So, let's get started. Right about there. Now, let's quickly run back. Check with Sturgis.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's part of our settlement network. I'm sure over time you'll get to meet a lot of them. Alright, Nick, we're running back to Sanctuary. Let's go let Sturgis know. Alright, Sturgis. Hey.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah, ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. At least as much as I can tell. Until we actually try to build it, here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need.
I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Alrighty, I'm on it. Come along, Nick. We're back. Oh, a little tired. Let's get on up here
Crop's coming in pretty good.
and see what we can do to get the rest of this built. Alright. And there we go. All we have to do now is wire it. Whoa. Sturgis?
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Shouldn't we test it first?
I wish we could, but we've only got the one frequency code. There's no way to test it without actually jacking into the Institute signal. And as soon as we do that, we've used our one and only chance. As soon as the Institute figures out what we did, and I gotta believe those brainiacs won't be caught napping twice, that code we've got is useless.
Oh.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll keep tuning this baby. Although we won't know if it's gonna work until we actually try it.
Alright. Well. Good, because I'm not ready at all. I don't have my power armor or anything. I wasn't expecting this thing to just, light up and be ready. Wow. Okay. Nick. Well, Nick. I think we've got it. What do you think?
Hey,
Go on.
Nick.
Any chance you got a second now?
Yeah.
Of course, Nick. What's up?
I wouldn't normally bother you with this sort of thing, but, well, I know I can trust you at this point. For as long as I can remember, I've been getting these, flashes. Memories of places I've never been. things I've never seen. Memories of Nick's. They're not bad, they're just this inescapable reminder that I'm not the person I think I am. That I'm not a person at all. I'm just a machine, pretending to be human.
You think, you feel. You're more than pretending, Nick.
Yeah, nice of you to say, but your kind don't usually have to deal with someone else's whole life, trapped inside their skulls. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm in Nick's debt. These memories, they've kept me alive. Nick was a hell of a cop. A guy with good instincts and a good heart. I always counted myself lucky they didn't load me up with some ex-con, or whatever type might volunteer to let folks tinker with their gray matter. But it's thanks to Nick that I pass for human. Why I get to live cushy in Diamond City, and every other synth is shot on sight. I know I got it good, but my entire life I owe to Nick. Everything that makes me who I am. My judgment, my speech, hell, even my name. They're his. And I can't do a damn thing about it, because without them, I'm nothing. A shell. All I want is a life where I have something I can call my own.
Is there any way we could separate you and Nick?
Don't think I haven't tried. Lost near a month of my life last time I mustered up the courage to let someone play brain surgeon on me. No. This is how it's gonna be. Living with another man's name, another man's life.
You've already built a life for yourself, Nick. You've got the agency, a home, friends.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You know, I'm just gonna need some time to think on this. I appreciate you hearing me out. You're a real good friend. Thanks.
You're welcome, Nick. And
You know, there is this chunk of Nick Valentine history I've been hoping to put a bow on for a while now. I could use a hand if you're willing to take a crack at it.
yeah,
What kind of history are we talking here?
Well, this one's straight out of the archives. Once upon a time, in the land of Boston, there lived a king of organized crime, Eddie Winter. He was a bad man who did a lot of bad things, hurt a lot of innocent people. But he knew the end was coming, so he sealed himself inside a personal shelter, located underneath the sub-shop he used as a headquarters.
Eddie Winter was from my time. Real scumbag.
The story gets even more twisted. The arrogant bastard wanted to cheat death, live forever, so he could come out of that shelter someday into this brave new world. Sound familiar? Only Eddie didn't want to be a frozen banana. No cryo sleep for him, no. He invested his money in some sick, crazy radiation experiment.
You don't mean to tell me he used that radiation to...
That's right. Eddie Winter went and turned himself into a ghoul 200 years before it was fashionable. Hell, he was probably the first one. And I'm convinced that he's still locked inside that shelter. Safe and sound. Ready to come out and begin his evil reign all over again. I'm gonna find him and kill him, so that never happens. You in?
Yeah, Nick. You've been through all of this. I mean, look at that. I don't think I would have that if it wasn't for you, so...
All right, Nick. Let's get the bad guy.
You're a good man. Now, I know where Winter's vault is, but the door is sealed with a complex numerical code. Lucky for us, Winter's arrogance knew no bounds. Back in the day, he recorded 10 holotapes, incriminating different criminal associates. On each one, he hit a single number. We find all of those holotapes, we get all the numbers. We get all the numbers, we get the code. And then we get Winter. I've been putting together a file on this one for a while now. There's a pair of holotapes in here worth listening to, including one of Winter's. I'm managed to snatch from the Cambridge police evidence lockup before getting swarmed by ferals. My gut tells me the Boston police evidence terminals are the key to cracking this one. It's probably worth paying a visit to any of the departments you might have stumbled across.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've already found a couple of tapes concerning him. Let me see. Eddie Winter case notes. Okay, I have holotape 1, holotape 2, holotape 8. So 1, 2, and 8. Alright. Yeah, Nick, we've got holotape 1, 2, and 8. We've only got a few more to go. But first, we've got something else to do. You know what? We need to go get my armor and, well, ammo, explosives, everything. We don't know what's going to happen with this, so yeah, let's do that. Well, Nick, it looks even more impressive at night. Wow. But that's not why we're here. Well, it is why we're here, but I mean, not to look at it. I am equipped with double
You ain't been up to see Grey Guy?
my...
Whole place is run by robots.
I'm equipped with double my normal ammo all the way around. And I've got 6 frag grenades, 6 Molotov cocktails, and I brought 4 plasma grenades. I'm doubled up on my Nuka-Colas. I've got 9 waters, 4 Psycho Jets, and 10 stim packs. I did have 10 waters, but I drank one on the way here. And, well, I think I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. So,
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
yeah, I am.
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
We see what happens? Well, I
Just
guess.
get on the platform. I'll do the rest.
Okay, Sturgis. Wow.
Whenever you're ready.
Alright, Nick. Are you coming? Ooh,
I'm ready when you are.
this thing's only one at a time, isn't it? Oh, gee, Nick's not even going to be able to come with me.
Getting cold feet? I don't blame you.
No, I'm just... Alright, I'm ready.
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay.
Yeah,
Scanning
right.
for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Oh. I'm in one piece. I'm in one piece. Oh, still have my weapons. Oh. Oh. Emergency relay button. Push.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Oh. Step into the elevator. Yes. Step into an enclosed small room immediately after infiltrating an enemy sanctuary. Inaccessible. Oh, this is the elevator. Okay. Let's see if there's a avenue of retreat. Looting. It's my go-to behavior when nervous. Nothing. Will it let me? Inaccessible. Oh geez, they've sealed me in. I guess I'm thirsty. Well, I guess it's kind of late to try to disguise myself like one of them. Oh boy, this is very clean. This is very clean.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy. And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific very personal reason. You are here for your son.
They know. They know who I am. They know why I'm here. And they're watching. What's the point of hiding? Let me guess. A suicide booth. Might as well be. I hear people walking. Sean?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh, shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's
You're
someone here.
you're talking
help me.
to
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father?
Broken.
Father? Father, help me!
who?
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am...
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
After what I've seen, I pity the man. He was as much a victim as anything.
After what he did to you, I'm shocked you would be so generous. But yes, I understand you've experienced things. Perhaps you ended up knowing him better. I, for one, will never truly forgive him. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
You can say I'm free to go, but...
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
What would you have me say? The world is a dangerous place? Although I think maybe it always was. It's just a bit more honest about it now. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
And that's that. You've had me chasing a 10-year-old synth. Why would you even make a 10-year-old synth? And one of yourself? Oh, I almost shot you. I'm beginning to think you're not necessarily as smart as you think you are. And just like that.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
Why build it to look like you?
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as an interesting variation. A new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what with the Institute's records and my genetics and physiology. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy? Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for. In some ways, the synth is far closer to what you expected. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
Well. I have no idea what to think. I need to go for a walk and I can't just should I even be walking around in here in power armor? I came in here expecting a war. And they're just people. Or are they all synths? Okay. No, I'm not leaving my power armor anywhere. I'm gonna wear it.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs smoothly.
Hey, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Was that? Oh, it was like an armed guard. Oh, wow. Okay.
It's an honor to have you here, sir. Father has done remarkable things. I would not exist were it not for him.
You're a synth. Hello?
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
You're a synth too. What is this?
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Quentin is such a liar. How'd he know what the surface is like? He's never been up there.
Hi there.
I thought all the surface people look like monsters. But you seem pretty normal.
Okay, that I find to be the creepiest thing so far.
Mankind redefined. Catchy, isn't it?
Okay. Am I the only one getting a serious cult vibe out of this place?